Boys. Thank you for the invite. No, I'll put it later there. Later there. It's okay. Okay. Can you open, please? Thank you. Okay. Can you start playing cards? Sorry, can you please move your seat a bit forward? This. Okay. Shakira, can you help me, please? This is one for you and one for them. Thank you.
Most of the money goes to health.
20 minutes, that's it. Time to take care. 10 more minutes. You're just sitting there providing food. Again, why didn't you come on Tuesday?
What?
Tuesday, why didn't you come today?
I was sick.
You what?
I was sick.
long weekend sick? Okay. What will happen if the debate was actually on Tuesday?
I would panic, and I would go to school if I can.
Just for your information, for the viewers sitting behind the cameras, the one for the Instagram, the phone for the Instagram doesn't have a microphone connected to them. Whatever you're saying, they're hearing.
It's the same thing.
So for those who's using the microphones, whatever whispers you're doing now, it's on YouTube.
Taxes provide for healthcare, right? So the more people who doesn't pay, the more healthcare that's not going to be built in that area.
Don't forget when you're doing your research, to find some facts, statistics, and things that supports your idea. A research in which university, a new study. You may go to the study. Hold on.
Oh my god, I'm so
Schools will be these public schools.
Please tell me if I need. Now, you have a desk, right? I hope you at the back also can keep it quiet. Okay? 5 more minutes. You guys seem so ready.
I'm very nervous.
I'm not.
Very.
Well, you're just sitting down looking at your screen.
I'm looking at my screen.
Yeah, well, that's the question. Why you're just sitting down looking at your screen?
I'm making research.
Using your what? Your brain?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so shaky.
Do not form.
I'm too nervous.
Oh, by the way, the winner from this debate is going to meet 6P. So good luck. Just kidding. I don't know yet. I don't know yet who's gonna go to meet who.
I get what it means, but now I'm so nervous. Because there's so many people watching.
4 minutes. Prepare my laptop for the timer.
Hello there.
What was he saying?
Hello there. We are making research.
Oh, by the way, this microphone, the phone is not, but this is not school property, so please try not to break it. It's personal property, so please don't break it.
I won't wait.
Don't make noises, please. Okay? 3 more minutes. You're the first speaker?
Yeah. I know. It's I'm really nervous because people are watching us.
Okay, for the rest of the class, we are about to start. So please keep quiet,
Oh my god.
respect your friends. I know they are not the real class, but they are still your friends. Who's that one?
I can say first, it's up to you.
Please don't make any noises because if you make any noise, I'm not going to hear them.
Then she's gonna be a bot? You're gonna be a bot? Yes.
It's a debate. We need to hear them clearly, so Mr. Shifa can give us the winning team.
This is the
At the beginning, please give applause to Mr. Shifa, the jury for today. Please give applause to your friends and schoolmates from Section A and Section C. We are going to start now. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The House believes that healthcare as a human right should be free and what? Oh, and universal. First speaker of the affirmative team, you have 2 minutes, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Karin Zas, the first speaker, and I will give out the points and our arguments. Yeah. We believe that increased workforce productivity can contribute more effectively to the workforce and leading to higher productivity. We also believe that reduced medical bankruptcy, citizens are protected from falling into debt due to medical costs, keeping consumer spending more stable. Lower healthcare costs through prevention, free access encourage them preventive care, catching diseases early before they become costly. We also found a research, the impact of healthcare systems on life expectancy. Study finds that Harvard researchers found that countries with universal health care systems, such as the UK, Canada, and Japan, consistently have higher life expectancy rates compared to those without free health care. The studies concluded that universal health coverage leads to improved health outcomes by increasing access to preventive care, early diagnosis, and timely treatment, which ultimately results in longer lives. Countries like Sweden and Japan, with public health systems, have some of the highest life expectancies globally, around 38 to 34 years old. 83 to 84 years old, while countries with limited or no public health systems, like India and Nigeria, show how much lower life expectancy, around 54 to 70 years old.
Hello.
Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First speaker of the opposition team, you have 2 minutes, starting now.
Sorry.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I disagree with your universal health care for human rights, because in my belief that if it's free, then less taxes will be paid, and then less taxes, then less taxes, there will be less hospital will be built, or less facilities would be built, and less and what?
Free public schools.
Unless free public schools would be built. What? What?
It will increase attention on other people. It will increase attention on other people.
It would increase the tensions of other people. Can I just end it? Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Second speaker of the proposition team, you have 2 minutes, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So I believe you said that with free universal healthcare, there will be less taxes. Well, I didn't really get why there will be less taxes because the government will pay for the free healthcare from the taxes. So ultimately, the government will take the taxes and use it to pay for the, how is it called, free healthcare. Other than that, free healthcare can also help the population because, as we can see here, populations that have free healthcare have the life expectancy of 82.9 all the way up to 80. Wait, yeah. And healthcare can also have healthier workforce and enhance productivity. Like countries in India. India has a lot of population, but as you can know, not offending India, but India's workforce is a bit lower other than UK. UK is a really good country that has good workforce. It also reduces medical bankruptcy. A lot of hospitals in India or in other countries with no free healthcare can go bankrupt. This can cause less healthcare. Why? Because the government isn't funding them. They have to be funded by the customers. And since not all customers really want healthcare, not all customers can afford healthcare. The hospitals and medical facilities cannot get any model or funding for their hospitals. It can also prevent. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Second speaker of the opposition team, you have 2 minutes, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In my opinion, I disagree about your opinion of universal healthcare. This is because most of the universal healthcares in Indonesia are probably from other people owning it. So if we did set the price to free, it would basically cause the companies to just leave Indonesia and go to other different countries, decreasing the density of there being healthcares. But most people can pay for their healthcare. Of course they can. But what if a person gets a heart attack and then their nearest hospital was 12 kilometers away? Would that be dangerous? Anyway, this can also decrease the facilities and also increase the taxes on other people because universal healthcare relies money from the GDP of the country, which decreases it and also decreases the facility, which will be explained by the next speaker. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The third speaker of the proposition team, you have 2 minutes, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Free healthcare provides significant benefits to society by improving access to medical service, especially for low-income groups. This is supported by evidence from countries like Canada and the United Kingdom, where free healthcare systems have led to higher life expectancy, lower infant mortality, and earlier detection of chronic disease. Countries with free healthcare consistently show higher life expectancy, proving that accessible healthcare significantly improve overall population health. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Let me explain what my teammates were trying to say. What they were trying to say was that universal healthcare could increase tax for the middle classes. Basically, this can be in the United States. Basically, when the universal health care applies to the US, it can increase tax because usually free healthcare uses the money from taxes, which was paid by usually middle class, which can increase to higher tax payment and maybe can leave the citizens of those countries unsatisfied with it. As you said, Japan has a increased life expectancy. You said, well, you see, it may be because Japan has a decreasing birth rate and is currently declining in population. Countries with less population is usually more easier to be handled with. As you said, India does not have free universal healthcare, but and they have a lower life expectancy. But if universal healthcare was added to India, this is basically this could lead to a failure to India because of the huge population. They will not be able to supply more medicine for India. This is a huge decline to India's economy because they cannot afford more medicine for their population. They and basically taxes are usually used to pay for schools, facilities, and other stuff. Oh, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now you have 1 minute to prepare for your rebuttal. Starting now.
Should you be able to
Yes.
say how the schools,
I think
which means that we're so just say the schools, the free public schools in Indonesia would decrease, and then that means
no, I think I know what to say.
What's wrong with you? You want to look for children.
so that means that the Indonesian would lose
Have empty seats.
slaves, which increases the tension, and so that we need to increase but if we only care about
15 seconds.
we'll probably lose it, or we increase it.
5 seconds. And
Okay,
time
you do
up.
Yes.
Rebuttal speakers from the proposition team. Sit up. They're doing that 1 minute only.
1 minute. What?
Yeah, 1 minute. Please use it well. Starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, and I believe you guys said that India has a greater population, and you said that with a greater population, the healthcare will be harder to distribute. Well, according to studies, countries with higher population is usually caused because of lower healthcare. With higher healthcare, the population will go down because with higher healthcare, women with no healthcare, women have more children. Why? Because they couldn't expect them to live long. But with free healthcare, women can have less children because they can expect them to live longer. With a fewer population but higher expectancy rate, a higher mortality rate, with longer lives, the economy of India would rise up because of healthier and longer living population. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As you said, basically, women in India would have a higher life expectancy due to universal free healthcare, and their child would live way longer, right? But there's one problem with this. As you can see, the healthcare is, as I've said before, as my other teammates said, healthcare is funded by taxes. How will the children from the women in India be able to live so freely if only the taxes focus on the healthcare? What about schools? What about the roads? What about basically everything else? the facilities of the other things, such as the things I said before, can basically be less developed if they only focus on universal healthcare. If, as if I said before, if I remember from like a news report, universal healthcare can increase some pay. Oh, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wait. Give me one of the microphones, please. Thank you. Sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mo. And let's give a round of applause for these two team, everyone. Wow, that's a great performance, yeah. And I would like to say thank you so much for these two teams because you have already performed really great performance here today, yeah. Even though there are some of some students look a bit nervous, sir.
A bit nervous, a lot
A bit
nervous.
nervous, a lot nervous, a lot of it. Then, but I have to take not only personally, yeah, the score personally or individually, but I will take the score based on the team.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the performance of the teams, and then how you give the data, and then give examples, and then how to answer the question from other teams, and then how you give the what's that, the last statement or the conclusion, yeah, or the last statement. Yeah. Okay, so based on that performance, this performance, actually the score at the final score is still same, sir.
Still same?
Still same. Yeah. Totally it's 7, 8, 20, 35 points.
For both of them.
Yes. And but now about the way to speak up, yeah, the way they deliver the message. Hmm. Okay, I will tell you later. I will discuss with you.
Okay. This one for you?
Rewind me again. Bring it again. No, it's just for the time. Yeah, I know.
Okay, everyone. So that's the decision of after discussing the room. According to data and then examples, yeah, how many examples you have given, how the answer, how to answer the questions with the data, also with the example. Also, I give first point to positive.
Affirmative team 6A, congratulations. Stand up, please, all the teams. Stand up, all of you. Give applause, guys, for the day today. Thank you so much, guys. Please give applause for the Shiva. Sit down.
Yeah,
I'll explain why now.
that's really great.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shiva. Okay, guys, let me first be clear about this. Sit down. You got it wrong. You keep focusing on universal healthcare. You care about free universal healthcare. You focus on taxes. Well, you forgot that you gave an example about most of the hospitals are owned by other corporations, not government hospitals, right? Those non-government hospitals still accepting here in Indonesia, BPJS, which is the Indonesian government healthcare program, which is also free for most of the citizens of Indonesia. Right? Am I right? Yes. So you missed a huge portion of the point. You could say a lot of other things that support your point, as for example, free healthcare. Why are you making your head like that? Like Indian. Like free healthcare will not be fair treatment. For example, if someone is having a heart attack and someone is just having a flu. Right? You give an example. I didn't understand your example when you said 12 kilometers away hospital. So what's the point?
The reason densities of the hospitals in Indonesia.
Yes, but when you say it's something like that, you need to make it clear. I didn't understand the example, to be honest. Did you understand it?
I'll say no. I mean, the theme was really hard because, like,
No, actually, it was hard for both of you guys because some countries, they are applying healthcare depending on your income. Some countries put in stricter rules for free healthcare. Here in Indonesia, if you go to a hospital, if you have just a flu, they are not going to. If you don't have a fever, they are not going to treat you for free. They are going to ask you to pay for that. They have rules, symptoms you must have, so you will be treated with a free healthcare. You could have said all of this. You are not against free healthcare, but you should say that free healthcare should come with restrictions. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much again for Mr. Shiva. Please give applause for Mr. Shiva, guys. And thank you so much for those who are watching. It was a brutal debate, guys. You can both agree. I did not see this coming. Sorry.